Alright, welcome everybody to today's video where I'm going to be showing you how I was able to take the opt-in rate from one of my funnels to convert at 9% all the way up to 37% in just 7 days. And what I did is something quite unique because I actually documented the process and the changes that I made on a daily basis to go from 9% to 37%. So if you're a coach, consultant, expert, or you run an agency and you are currently using opt-in pages and you want to get out more leads to really squeeze out as many leads as possible from your funnel, then this video is for you. Now, one last thing I will say before we get started is that it doesn't matter if on your opt-in rate you are promoting a lead magnet, you are promoting a webinar, you are promoting a VSL, you are promoting a Facebook group. It doesn't matter. These principles and the lessons that I'm about to show you apply to all of those cases. So sit back, relax, enjoy the video and apply what I will be sharing with you today, because I can guarantee you one thing: if you apply the things that I'm going to show you, your opt-in rate will increase like never before. So once again, sit back, relax and enjoy the video. Alright, now before we actually get started with the video, there is something very important that I need to do, and that is to give you a couple of rules that you always need to keep in mind whenever you are creating opt-in pages or whenever you're trying to increase the opt-in rate from your pages. So creating higher converting opt-in pages starts with understanding a simple rule. And that rule is the following: the person that is in the page is always thinking, I'll give you my name, my email, and my phone number, in case you are asking for the phone number, in exchange of something that I consider valuable. That is the number one rule. You cannot be selfish whenever you create an opt-in page. You always need to think about the person that is seeing the page. Once you understand this, you understand that the key to create a high converting opt-in page is to put yourself in the prospect's shoes. Then, the second thing that you need to understand is that there are certain elements that will impact the conversion rate of the opt-in page. The reward, which you can also call claim, and that basically means what will the person receive in return of their details. So you really need to make the benefit really clear and really appealing. So that's why, again, really thinking about what is the desired outcome and what is the claim that you are presenting to the person. Second element that is very important is the social proof. So how can the visitor be sure that what you are offering is trustworthy and effective? You need to have testimonials and reviews. The third element is going to be the clarity. So is it clear what the visitor will receive once they enter their details? And is it clear that this offer is for them? Meaning that, like, if you have a page where you want to have an offer. So let's say, for example, that you have an opt-in page and you are going after realtors. Is it clear by the language and by the elements that are inside of the page that you are talking to realtors? So that's what I mean with, is it clear that the offer is for them? And number 4 is, of course, the design. So is the page appealing? Is the page visually appealing? So these are the 4 elements that really impact the opt-in rate. And the final thing I will say, and I really try to make this as short as possible because it will be easier for you to understand once I show you some live examples. But the final thing that I will say before we get started is that you need to think of creating the opt-in page like solving a puzzle where there are different pieces. When all the elements fits together, that's when you will have a high converting opt-in page. And the elements are the reward or the claim, the social proof, the clarity, and the design. Once these 4 elements are working well together, that's when you will have a high converting opt-in page. Now, with that being said, let's get started with the actual test. All right, so it's now the first day of the opt-in page test that we did. And just to give you some context, there are 2 different pages that I split tested. I wanted to see which one was going to get the highest opt-in rate in the beginning. And let me go on my computer. Let me show you really quickly what are the differences between the first and the second page. So the first page you can see here, really simple. We have the logo, we have the headline, we have the sub-headline, we have an image, and then we have a button. And then it just opens a pop-up and then people enter their details. Very, very simple. Which, by the way, this opt-in page tends to do very, very well. It's an opt-in page that we use a lot with clients. The results are normally very, very good. But here is also the second page that I tested. So you can see that everything remained exactly the same: logo, headline, sub-headline, image. The only thing, actually there are 2 things that I changed. The first one was the form. So instead of having the pop-up, now I have the form on the same page. So people don't need to click on the bottom and then open the pop-up. They just enter the details, and then if they click on the bottom, they just go to the next page of the funnel. And on top of that, I also added some more social proof. So I added 6 different screenshots for some social proof. And then when people click on the watch now button, they go basically to the form. If they try to exit, I probably already did it here, so you're not going to be able to see. Let me see if I can refresh it. If I try to leave, okay, it's not working. There is also a pop-up appearing when they try to leave the page. Now, let me show you the data because it's quite interesting, okay? So as you can see here, the data that we gather in the first few days is the following. So we have two different pages that we're testing. You can see that the first page, we got 71 sessions in total, and we got only 5 opt-ins with a 7% opt-in rate, which is very bad. And this is the simple version of the opt-in page, the one where we just have one section. The second one did a lot better. We got 106 sessions in total, and we got 23 leads. And the opt-in rate on the second one was 21.7%. Now, again, going back to the page, the only difference was that the form was on the same page, and it was on in the pop-up, and I added some social proof. So just by adding these two elements, the difference was really, really big. And it was to my surprise, I'm not gonna lie. Normally, the difference is not that big. Like, normally, like whenever I start testing two different pages for myself or for a client, the difference can be like, I don't know, 10%, 8%. But in this case, it was very big, the difference, and people just don't like this page. So if people don't like the page, and if the data is telling us that the conversion, that the opt-in rate is low, let's just use the other one. So what I'm planning on now is I basically want to keep this structure. I want to create a second variation of this page where I keep everything exactly the same. I just want to add one more section here where I will be probably have 3 different sections where I talk about the 3 different topics that I'm covering inside of the video, inside of the training, and then some bullet points to give people a little bit more information about what is it that they're going to get access to. So I'm going to start building that now. We're going to see how well it goes, and we're of course going to be looking at the data once we have some initial data from the opt-in. So with that being said, see you on the next video. All right, just wanted to give everyone a quick update on the page. So if you remember, basically what I did, I just took the winning page that we had before. I just added a first section where I kind of explain what the video includes and what are the topics. And I'm gonna flip the camera now. I'm gonna show you the results because it's quite interesting. So as you can see here, if you remember, let me actually show you really quickly. I'm gonna go here. So basically what we did is we added these extra section here, and so far, as I told you before, it's I don't know if you can see it, it's 8:30 a.m. and if I look at the data from yesterday, because that's when we made the change, and if I go to the variation page, you can see that so far the variation opt-in page is about 35%. Now, there is one thing very important that I need to tell. And that is that, of course, we also do have to take into consideration the volume, because 7 leads is not really that many, and even the sessions, so far we got about 20 sessions, so I definitely want to wait a little bit longer, at least until we get at least 40 to 50 sessions. But if we get to 30 to 40 sessions and we still have 35%, that's very interesting. So if that's going to be the case, I'm pretty confident we can get way past 40%, which is, for like, again, B2B offer, pretty good. So we'll keep you posted, and we'll see you soon. All right, so it's now pretty much 5 p.m. And I think the last update that I gave you was this morning, where the landing page was converting very well. It was, I believe, 35% or something. And right now, I think the situation is pretty much the same as before. There is not like a huge difference. So I launched the new opt-in page yesterday, and you can see that if we look at yesterday, the opt-in rate is a bit better. So we went from like 26% to 29%, so it is better. But today is pretty much the same so far. So I definitely want to wait until the end of the day. And if you remember yesterday, I was going to wait until we have like 50 sessions more or less, and then make a decision. Again, in situations like this, for example, like even here, you can see today it's a bit lower. So yeah, I'm not really sure if the new opt-in page is performing better. So in situations like this, technically the best option would be to wait a little bit longer, but I got to make this video go out before the weekend. So don't really have that many other options. So again, I will wait until tonight, and then I will see if tonight we still are around 29, 30, 31%, then I will just basically consider this as the winner and launch the new variation, which is the one that, if you remember yesterday, I was recording the video, this one right here, which I will be placing instead of the image. So let me go back really quickly. So this so far, from what it looks like, is the winner. So I'll be placing the video instead of the image here. But again, before I do that, I want to wait a few more hours. I will wait until 9 p.m. tonight, and then I will make the decision. All right, so I'm gonna now create the video for the opt-in page where I'm gonna be testing placing simple video, just record the iPhone. I will be testing two different variations probably. So I will create the first variation where I'm gonna have a video record the iPhone on the landing page, and then the second one I will be recording it in the other room. Looks a bit more professional, a bit more of a professional setup, and I will see the difference that it makes. So without wasting any time, I'm gonna record a video now and let's see how it performs. All right, I just created a brand new training where I break down the exact framework that you need to follow if you want to start getting high ticket clients in a way that is predictable, profitable, and consistent. So if you want to check it out, I will move everything onto my computer, we'll send it to my editors, and then they're gonna take care of the rest. All right, so we are now on day 5, I believe. It is a bit difficult to keep track of time, I'm not gonna lie. It's very easy for you to watch the video and because it's already edited, but for me it's a bit difficult to keep track of exactly when I made the changes. I believe that the last change was a day ago, around the same time. I think it's been around 24 hours, but today is the 25th of July and it's 6 p.m. So I think it's been a little over 24 hours, so we are ready to take a look at the data. So without wasting any time, let's jump on the stats and let me show you something because it's quite interesting. So if I go on the pages here, you can see that the variation it's converting at, drumroll, 37.8%, pretty much 38%, which is great, which is exactly what I wanted to see. Now, if you don't remember, what is it that I changed? So if you remember, I had this, it was this one right here, which was the original winner. Headline, subheadline, image, the form, some social proof, and that's pretty much it. The only thing that I changed is instead of the image, I decided to use a video. If you remember, I was actually recording also that video where I had the phone, I was recording the video in front of the computer, and that video is working really well. Like even the watch rate on the short video, which is only 1 minute, is super strong. So just by adding the video, we pretty much added another like 8 or 9% conversion to the opt-in rate, which is great. So basically the only test that we have left now is the same video with the same script, just with the professional setup, which I already recorded in the other room. I forgot to move it from the camera to the computer, but again, it doesn't really matter. You will see it on the next video. So with that being said, okay, one final thing that I will say is that if we look at the stats, we do have 37 sessions. So I will wait until tomorrow morning because right now it's a bit late. I could look at the data at midnight, but I will be already asleep. So I'll wait until tomorrow morning. It's fine if it's going to be a little bit over 37 page views, but yeah, this is the update so far. It's looking very good, 47%. So yeah, I think that we found a winner. So let's wait a little bit longer and then let's make a decision. All right, so today is the final date of the test that we are doing with the opt-in page. If you remember, we had two different pages. All right, so today is the final date of the opt-in page test that we did. The data that I'm about to show you is going to be quite interesting and surprising because I didn't think the page was going to perform like that, but I'm going to show you exactly what happened in just a second. But yeah, one final thing else. All right, so today is the final date of the opt-in page test that we did. Today is Sunday, so I waited a little bit longer. You can see here that we basically have 2.5 days worth of data, so it's the 25th to the 28th. Waited a little bit longer because we had a small problem with the account. On this funnel, all of the traffic that is going on this funnel is just through ads. The organic one is converting a lot higher, but that's to be expected. But yeah, basically what happened is the following. So we had this page, which was the original winner. Headline, subheadline, the video recorded, the phone, the form, and the social proof. And then what we did, we kept the page exactly the same. We just changed the video. I re-recorded the video, the same exact script, just recorded with a more professional setup, professional camera, professional audio, and a bit of a better background in the other room. And what happened is the following. So one of the pages didn't work at all. You can see here that the page where I recorded the video with the phone is converting at 34%. Now, one thing I will say, Sunday and Saturday on the weekend, most of the times, at least for myself and especially for ads, the opt-in rate is lower. So these probably will go above 35% tomorrow and Tuesday. But the other one didn't perform at all. You can see here that it only converted at 16%, which is terrible, which once again, I wasn't really expecting. I thought that this video was going to outperform the video of the iPhone, but that's what the data is telling me. People seems to be preferring the other version where it's just me and the phone. So yeah, basically that's it for this video. The last thing I will say is that, of course, the test doesn't stop here. I will keep testing different headlines. I will keep testing different sub-headlines. I will test different videos. Probably what I will do, since we saw the results, I will record the iPhone. I will probably just change the script. And I will also start rearranging some of the elements inside of the page. And yeah, in a week, I will be at 45% plus. Again, that's just applying my obsessive personality into testing opt-in pages and trying to beat the previous version, but that's also how it should be. And I think that's pretty much it. Probably there will also be a final part in today's video. After the editor send me the final version of the video, I will also do a side-to-side comparison of all the pages that we tested and give my personal conclusion and my final thoughts. And that video will be playing in 3, 2, 1. If there is no video playing, it means that I didn't want to record a video and that it was too complicated. So if that's going to be the case, again, just make sure that you let me know with a comment if you like this type of videos. If you like them, give a thumbs up. Let me know with a comment. If you don't like them, unsubscribe from the channel. No, I'm just kidding. So with that being said, see you on to the next one. Bye-bye.